Hey everybody, welcome back to another Jackson Jet Setting cruise tour. So we're checking out the Brilliance of the Seas today. It's a Radiance-Class vessel from Royal Caribbean, one of their smaller ships. So let's start at the very top decks of the ship and make our way down deck by deck. So starting off, we're up in the very forward part of the ship. This is great views out into the ocean and a great spot to sunbathe without all the action of the pool. If you like these types of cruise ship tours, please give my channel a subscribe, like this video, really helps out a lot. If you've seen some of the other cruise ship tours on the channel, you'll notice that a lot of top decks are often split, and so that's definitely the case here. So we're going to be jumping around a little bit on the top decks here. As we turn the corner here, you'll see in the aft part of deck 13 the Viking Crown Lounge. So there's a lot going on over there. They have the Oliver Twist bar, really some of the best views of the ship, and it's all indoors, so we'll check that out in just a second. So deck 12 here on the outside does have this jogging track, so if you are a jogger, you do have this on board. I will say it's kind of intermingled with a lot of the sun bathing areas, so if you're trying to jog in the middle of the day on a sea day, it's going to be kind of tough with everyone shuffling around the deck. I'm remembering correctly, 6 laps of this was a mile, so you can easily track your running here. Just trying to do it on the off hours is probably the best. And now we got our first look at the main pool here. So there's 2 main pools on board, one covered in the solarium and one uncovered right here. You do have that Jumbotron as well that they'll play sports or movies on. I will say the resolution of the screen isn't incredible compared to some of the newer ones I've seen on board some vessels, so just keep that in mind. You also have the sky bar over there, which is, you know, just a typical pool bar. Nothing too crazy over there. We're going to keep making our way towards the aft part of the ship. Lots more to see on this deck, and then we're going to head back up to deck 13. So you see here, this is kind of a kids zone. You have the sports court, it's not gigantic by any means, but does get the job done. A little bit of a half-court basketball. You have pickleball at some points in time, some volleyball. Then you have the top deck over there that we'll check out in a second. We're going to make our way over to the arcade, which isn't included in the cruise fare, but it has air hockey, lots of games that you can earn tickets for and redeem for prices. So if you're a kid, this is a pretty fun little room for you. Right outside the arcade is this awesome shuffleboard. I did like how they had shuffleboard on one of the top decks of the ship, as well as lower levels like you see on the promenade decks, you know, your deck 5 kind of central walking deck. That walks down to the Windjammers outside area. We'll check that out in a second. But we're going to continue our tour around here. Kind of hidden over here in the back is Azumi. This is the specialty restaurant, sushi, lots of Asian food. So we're gonna walk in here and check it out. It wasn't open while I was walking around, but gives you an idea of what the restaurant on the inside looks like. It's usually a little bit cheaper than your Chops Steakhouse, and you get a ton of food. So if that's something you're interested in, I would highly recommend Azumi. Now we'll get a good look at the splash play area for the kids. There's a small water slide as well. Nothing crazy or too exciting, but it is a water slide. And immediately above that, we're going to check out the mini golf course. So you have a 9-hole mini golf course here. Wasn't in incredible shape, I would say, but it is available and pretty fun to pass the time. They do some competitions as well. Then there's this thin little walkway that passes by the kids' pool and the slide and leads to the rock wall, one of my favorite features on any Royal Caribbean ship. This one's definitely a little smaller than some of the newer ships' rock walls that I've seen, but perfectly adequate and a good challenge for people. And then this walks directly into Oliver Twist in that Viking Crown Lounge. To the left side of this deck is the private concierge's deck for Suites guests as well as Pinnacle members. So it's nice to have that little dedicated space. But this also serves as the nightclub at night. So pretty fun space here. It's really great views. I love the windows surrounding this place. If you're here during the day, it's not really that busy, so great place to read a book inside and still have views of the ocean. So as I mentioned, the other part of this deck is the Concierge Club. So this is for your Pinnacle and Suites guests. So you're walled off over here, nice little area as well as an outdoor deck, just to enjoy your appetizers and stuff at night. So a nice little area just to get away from the rest of the ship. And then down on deck 12 is the Crown and Anchor Lounge. This serves as the Diamond Lounge on this ship. So this is exclusive for Diamond members. And now we're going to make our way to the Kids Club, Adventure Ocean. So there's 3 different areas. You have Optics, which is for the teenagers. I was able to come back during an open house and check this out. So not a huge space by any means, but good to have a little special area just for the teenagers. They have kind of a smoothie bar over here. They have some video game areas, and then they have a little dance floor, and then a stand-up arcade machine, which is fun. Royal Babies and Tots is for the small little kids. So I came back during an open house and took a look at what that looked like. So one room, but good spot for them. And then this hallway leads to Adventure Ocean. So now we are going to make our way over to the rest of this deck. Walking forward. This glass-in area is the top of the solarium. So that's a covered with a small retractable roof. It's pretty awesome to be able to have that covered space if the weather's bad. You'll always have a pool area. I really like that area a lot. And it's located right next to the spa and the fitness center. So we're going to check out what that all looks like now. The fitness center is above the spa. It's indoors, has really great views out the front of the ship. Pretty large for this ship. I was pretty happy to see how big it is. A lot of the equipment, a little bit older, but there was a bird inside when I was walking around, which was kind of weird. So you're not seeing things there, but lots of room for classes as well. You got your spin classes, yoga classes, that sort of thing. Some of that's extra charge. Some of the stuff early in the morning, like stretch classes, is usually included. And then connected to the spa is this handy little staircase that takes you right down to the spa's waiting room area. So they do have a number of different facilities on board. The theme of the spa is sort of Middle East Turkish, I would say. Really pretty cool, honestly. Definitely a little bit older, but I have seen other Royal Caribbean spas, especially on the Voyager class ships, and haven't really been that impressed. So nice to see that there's a lot more going on here. They have a special room here that you can rent out that has your own dry and wet sauna. So this couples treatment room is right next to basically an extra charge room. You can access this per day. They have the nice little stone benches there. They have some nice views out of the steam room. So a lot of fun here if you're into kind of a relaxation day. It's not a very big room compared to other ships, but it does have a lot going on. One of my favorite rooms usually if I'm going to do a spa day or something. And there is a salon on board as well, connected to the spa, so if you need your nails done or hair done, that is an option for you. Now we're going to make our way out of the spa and into the solarium, so this is all connected around here, so it's kind of one cohesive theme up here with kind of wellness and you know, getting your exercise in, and then relaxation over in the solarium, which has these cool elephant sculptures, kind of has a Babylonian garden feel. So I really like this area. They do have a park cafe that's free, so that kind of has like late night food as well as early morning. It's kind of open as the longest of any of the restaurants. So it's more like your pizza and kind of grab and go items. They have like these really good roast beef sandwiches they do often. So good little spot to grab a little snack if the Windjammer or the main dining room is closed. As we move away from the solarium, you'll see the towel desk, so you can check out your towels. It's all done via key cards, so you have to return the towels and not get charged. And now we've made it finally to the main pool deck. So this is what we saw from above. Unfortunately, the smoker area is right here, and so if you're coming indoors, I would avoid this side of the ship and walk to the other side if you don't want to breathe in smoke. And so now we're finally making it towards more indoor parts of the ship. We have a small little art gallery here. Here on deck 11 is also the Windjammer, and it's also the top of the atrium. So you can look down and see the rest of the ship. So we're going to make our way and check out the Windjammer, which of course has breakfast, lunch, and dinner. It's the buffet on board. Really good quality food, I thought, for this ship. I'm going to explain more of my thoughts in my What I Did video. So we've reached the end of the Windjammer, or we're back out in front where we turned into the Windjammer. Here on deck 10 now. So I did want to show what the atrium looked like. Lots of glass here in glass elevators. This is one of my little favorite spots of the ship, and definitely has a lot of natural light on this ship, which is really nice. So there's not much in between this deck and deck 6, which has a ton of things going on. You just have your staterooms. You have like a little book nook and a little business center in between decks, but nothing really all that special. But here towards the aft part of deck 6, there's a lot of things going on. So you have the schooner bar, which is always my favorite bar on board. And one cool thing on this ship, it seems like they really kind of themed the entrance to this. I feel like on other bigger ships, this would have been a fully monetized area, and it really is just a kind of placemaking, shipbuilding theme as you walked into the schooner bar here. So that's really cool to see. And then schooner bar hosts trivia a lot, music, that sort of thing. They have some small TVs around too, so you can watch your sporting events. Definitely a good hangout spot, and has some of the better drinks on the ship. Then over here is Chopped Grill. So that's your steakhouse. If you've dined on other Royal Caribbean ships, the menu's the same. We're gonna make our way towards the back where the Colony Club is, and this is where a lot of game shows happen. But first to the right is the Giovanni's Table. So that's your Italian restaurant. And here is the Colony Club. So this is where the kind of famous pool tables are. I love these. So they have a gyroscope to keep your pool balls perfectly level, even in crazy seas, so that's fun. A lot of little like game boards around this area as well. Really cool theme here. It's also where you will find chef's table. So this is the kind of most expensive food option there is on the ship. So now walking out of that area, we're going to make our way forward. So to the right here is Vintages. This is the wine bar on board. And then of course we have a mainstay of most ships on Earth. It's the casino. So this is called the Casino Royale. It's what Royal Caribbean's casinos are called. Pretty small, but has all of your machines and table games you're looking for. Though if you're a big gambler, and want multiple tables going on, I would choose a bigger ship. And so back there was the King and Country pub. So it's just another little sports bar on board. They have darts in there, which is cool. The Pacifica Theater is the main theater on board. Pretty large and nice. Felt like it was definitely one of the nicer spaces on board. Two levels, like mini ships, sometimes 3 levels on some ships. There's a cinema tucked in here as well, which I was surprised to find. Didn't know that was going to be there on board. Small theater, but they do show movies throughout the day. So now we're going to make our way down to deck 5. So deck 5 has a lot more going on for the public. So this is the lower level of the Pacifica Theater. And then you also have one of the outdoor promenade decks. So you have your shuffleboard, you have kind of a smoking area, areas just to kick back and read a book. Found this interesting. There's a pretty big conference center on this deck. Normally they kind of bury the conference centers on the newer ships on some of the lower decks, but it actually took up a good amount of space on a pretty premier deck. So now we're going to walk aft through the art gallery. This whole part of the ship has a lot of your shopping, kind of your high-end shopping, duty-free shopping that's open on sea days or after the boat has left port. On this side of the deck is the coffee bar. So that's all your specialty coffees that are extra charge. It's called Latitudes. Then you also have your next cruising desk, so you can book your next cruise on board and get a nice deal. And then taking up several decks here is the main dining room. And rounding out our tour is deck 4. So this is where you'll have shore excursions, your guest relations, as well as the R-Bar. A lot of little activities happen here on the bottom floor of the atrium as well. So that rounds out our tour of the Brilliance of the Seas. Thanks a lot for watching. If you like these types of videos, we're going to be doing more and more. Please subscribe and share this with your friends.